bah, à n'importe quel moment de la journée, dormir.
Yo, what's up, everybody out there? Welcome to another episode of the Sound Guild. My name is Kingsley Manasa, and this is a show where we talk about music as well as social and political topics. You know what I mean? We touch on a few things. You know what I'm saying? You know, with this topic, I mentioned in one of my last episodes that I was gonna touch on this subject, dealing with the Astro World incident and the tragic ending of that. And here's the thing. I'm going to talk about it in terms of what I feel about it. So this is going to be what you call a subjective type of commentary, where normally things that I do approach, like, you know, my last previous two episodes, are dealing with more objective things and facts and stuff like that. And that's usually the way that I tend to deal with this show, is deal with more of the facts, and then kind of, you know, give some details and things of that I know, and then slide in terms of my opinions, my interpretations of it. In this case, in this show, it's just going to be some facts, but then mainly my interpretations of what I think is going on, and maybe what I feel is like one of the main points is what's missing when it comes to talking about this whole fucked up situation, this fucked up event that happened. Okay, so for one, I'm talking in a sense of a non-biased point of view, considering that I'm not like a Travis Scott fan, or am I a Travis Scott hater? Like, I have no reason to not like his music. I have, and you know what I mean, it's just, and I have reasons, you know, and anyways, it's just not my thing. But I don't have anything like negative to say, because I really haven't taken the time to really go through that guy's catalog to really make my point of view up. I mean, to really make up my you know, how I feel about him. Normally his style of music is not usually my type of what I like to get down to, you know what I mean, what I like to do my day-to-day with, you feel me? But I'm familiar with some of the radio shit that he has going on, you know, as I'm familiar with a lot of like radio pop shit, because it's just fed to you fucking 15,000 times a day, you know what I mean, for at least 6 months at a time, you know what I mean, each artist. So so here it is. Okay, my point of view on this whole thing, it's not anything religious based about the event being demonic and fucking satanic and all this shit and all the signs. You see the signs, you see the fucking, they're going through the hell and this and that and all that. I'm not talking about that. And if you're coming over here, this type of show, for that type of for those type of references and those type of explanations, then you're in the wrong spot. Yeah, I tell you, and you'll be in the wrong spot forever if you think I'm gonna give you some type of fucking, you know, God and devil response to anything. But I will give you some rational thinking, you know what I mean, and some things that some things that I'm gonna lay down, and it goes into, hey, what do you think? So everybody talks about, man, you know, like, how the fuck did it go? Why did it go down like that? Why did it show? Why didn't it stop? Why did this? Why did that? So there are some videos out there, though, before I start, there are some videos out there that can give you different types of details in terms of how things were happening, in terms of how people were dying and all that. And this is not that type of video either. Like, I looked at a few videos where there's one in particular where there's a nurse, she gives a very full detail, and she was actually there at the event helping people, and she actually was like someone that experienced the fucking, you know, very horrible side of it in terms of passing out and shit like that. And then she also was on the other end of the spectrum with trying to help folks and stuff too. So excuse me for a moment. Weed cough real quick, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes when you smoke a lot of weed, you get a little cough every now and then. Anyways, so she was so yeah, she has a really good video, And then there's another video of this other individual that I don't think he was there, but the way he explains like the physics side of how crowds are moving and how people get trampled is a very informative thing too. You know, in terms of the research of it and everything, I think it's pretty good. So what I'm gonna do though is talk about the shit that I saw, which was pretty fucking concerning to me when it comes to us as a human family, and things that I saw is just consumer culture and how fucked up we are in the mind state. You know, I saw shit going on where it was like people were looking at bodies passed out and then didn't know if they wanted to fucking help the body or film the concert still or have their phone still on Travis Scott. You know what I mean? Saw shit like that. In fact, one of the ladies actually spoke about that and mentioned that, and she was there and saw shit like that happening. Um, the fact that you know, um, that's one of the things there that, and that's dealing with the mindset, the consumers there at the event. Like, there's fucking something wrong with us in terms of being disconnected, you know what I mean, as a species, you know what I mean, as the human species, literally like being disconnected with you know, with how we should, you know, how we are as naturally like social beings helping one another out. We're becoming more individuals, only concerned of our own pleasures and things that we want to get, you know what I mean, right then and there. And for many folks that were consumers of there, they just wanted to be in the now, in that fucking show, in the moment, and want everybody to know that I was there. You know what I'm saying? Because that's consumer culture for you. It creates, you know, class consumerism and things like that. I'm important because of the things I buy and the things I do and the places that I'm at, and you know, and who I'm associated with. So um so these are the things that I seen. And just to kind of give some facts behind that, this wasn't a, like, you know, something that was demonic or whatever. So this wasn't the only historical concert, you know what I mean, where plenty of people died and you know, bodies were trampled. You know, way back in 1979, you know, the band known as the Who put on the concert. I forget what state it was, and maybe I forget. Maybe I don't know. You know, I'm not even gonna try to say. I want to say it was like Connecticut or some shit like that. You know what I mean? But I don't know. But they had this show, and basically, you know, there was a small amount of people that was waiting at first, and the band was, you know, kind of lagging or whatever in waiting, and then the crowd, you know, end up swelling to about 8,000 or so waiting outside with only two entries, to only two ways to enter into the stadium itself. So, you know, things were going on where bodies, you know, started, you know, really piling up at the barricade, and they eventually, you know, were, you know, trying to break through the door and the entrance, and people in the front were getting squashed and pent up, you know what I mean, up against the walls and things, and there were waves of people in the crowd, you know, that were, and so long story short, by the time they let the doors open, so something that happened before that though is that when the Who came out to do a sound check practice, people in the back were thinking in their head, oh, the show has started, I fucking bought these tickets, I need to be there, what the fuck, I need, you know, I'm entitled to this shit, I'm so entitled to this with my tickets that I'll fucking, you know, start pushing the fucking line forward. You see these type of attitudes, mindsets with consumers all day long. And I'll, you know, so anyways, just to stick to this story real quick. So just to overall, what happens out of this show is that 11 people, but when they open up the doors, they realize, you know, people start trampling and fucking moving forward, you know what I mean, and they realize that like 11 fucking people end up dying from this event. This was in 1979, and this was an all-white fucking road band known as the Who, you know. So so to sit here and say that that was demonic and you know God and all this other shit, I wouldn't go that far into it. I would say it has a lot to do with consumer culture and idol worship, you know what I mean, and how consumer culture creates idol worship. And what you saw up there, instead of saying that, you know, Travis Scott was some fucking, you know, some devilish dude just controlling his minions. What you saw there was this fucking severe case of idol worship. You know what I'm saying? And this is what our society fucking creates. You know what I mean? Is, you know, under a capitalist society, you get a fucking huge amount of consumerism that creates this idol worship. So it's like, we as the peasants of the world, or the, you know, proletarians, you know, we're working, and essentially we are living our lives vicariously through watching rich people get things. So we want to get things, and we are under the illusion that when we work hard, we're going to get those things. You know what I'm saying? So we get our little fucking concert tickets, you know what I'm saying? Or we go out on the Black Friday and they're saying, hey, come out here and get these fucking items. And you see it already. It don't even have to be a Travis Scott concert. You see that shit going down even on the Black Friday, or, you know, when they have a massive shopping spree, people trampling, walking over people, pinning them up against doors, fucking them up. You know what I mean? People dying and shit, losing their mind, all this shit. So, however you want to fucking, you want to shape it, name it, and all this, you know what I mean? I'd say focusing on the mental illness that comes from consumerism, you know what I mean? And, you know, and how we as a society has literally convinced ourselves that shopping is some type of fucking therapy or something like that, you know what I'm saying? And how buying things makes us feel good, you know what I'm saying? So just wanted to kind of throw that out there. I don't want to make this a whole long drawn out episode, just to kind of bring my points through, you know what I mean? Just something, because like I said, I'm not concluding this because I'm leaving this up for people that's out there that want, you know, just something to think about, you know, while we're sitting here making these I don't know, these very I would say irrational thoughts and reasonings on why, you know, that that's a demon, it's a satanic ritual concert, it was this, it was that. Or I'm also addressing the fact that I think it's pretty ass backwards that there are people out there trying to defend Travis Scott on other shit, and that also has a lot to do with idol worship as well too. So for those of you out there that on social media that's trying to say, well, what the fuck did he do? Da, 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 da. Just keep in mind that there are people there that died, that went to go see something in a very positive mindset and optimistic mindset, that said, hey, I'm going to have some fucking fun, and end up losing their life at a show. That's not supposed to happen. So for anyone to be on the outside trying to defend, you know, the fucking, you know, the rich fucking pop star, is also a reflection of how we tend to worship the idols, you know what I'm saying, and treat them as if they do no wrong, you know what I mean? And regardless of folks that want to sit here and say, oh, well, you know, this is all this and all that, they're piling up some evidence on him in terms of him kind of what they're saying is being a little bit responsible for creating some type of some type of culture around this type of behaviors and shit. But anyways, that's neither near nor there, and I don't, like I said, I'm not going to turn that into that. But it's just, all I'm trying to say is, for those that are defending someone, you know what I mean, we do this to celebrities all day long, you know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of celebrities, as if they can't do any harm, you know what I mean? And I think that's a very dangerous way to be thinking when you're worshiping idols like that, you know what I mean? Worshiping fucking, you know, celebrities like that, you know, because pretty much they can tell you anything or do anything, you know what I mean? And because we want to be in these certain type of positions as they are in, and if we can't be, then we just desire it and kind of live through like their music and the things they do. And a lot of times that's fucked up, because that type of idol worship can also be seen in like some leaders at times, is where we tend to fall in love with the individual and not really listen to what the message is. You know what I'm saying? And that also happens a lot too. So just want to throw that out there. And you know, for those to think about it, you know, there are probably gonna be some people out there that's just gonna say there's no way in hell that consumer culture has anything to do with what the fuck's going on, blah 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 blah. So it's all good, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, this is just the way I see it. I see these type of behaviors in concerts throughout, you know, all kinds of events when it comes to people buying stuff and having ownership of something. You know what I mean? It kind of drives us psycho at times. You know what I'm saying? Unless you got your unless you know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Unless if you don't put money on the fucking highest of this, you know, or fiat on the highest of this, then you know what I'm saying? Then you could probably be a little more self-reflective type of person and kind of be more in tune with your thoughts and feelings. But if you're putting money on a high scale and think that's the root of everything, the rule of everything, and blah blah, you know what I mean? Then yeah, you can easily turn into one of those people. You know what I mean? That's caught up in consumerism. Anyways, that's it for today. All right, you guys have a good one. All right, they're late.
Yeah, what? Yeah, all the time. So cold. Yeah, all the time.
Gotta do it like this.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that bullshit life on the other side. Some of that shit these rappers don't like to talk about. It's a reality check. Check this out. I never been in a world that's so scandalous. Them oligarchs in the land of Los Angeles. It's all the time cause they worry about green. Or shall I say greed? Or shall I proceed? I mean, a millionaire's a parasite, we on that. It's all about those greenbacks and contracts. Just lost my job, so there's no trust. I hit the bottle with full throttle, a cold rush. All down the spine and let it kill the rage. The inner thoughts in the body that keep me in the cage. Spaced out in the city life on brimstones. I walk steady through Hell's Gate on 10 toes. Destroy the state, but this time make no mistakes. Create the world where lonely hearts can feel safe. A billionaire's a parasite, and that's facts. Don't sell your soul for fast cars and fat stacks.
I'm not here to speak for Black America, over Black America.
I never been in a world that's so scandalous.
White America.
A billionaire's a parasite, and that's facts.
And I'm screaming, wake the hell up.
I never been in a world that's so scandalous. Yeah, what? Black child got talent in the rat race. Doing more in the streets without the black face. Protest in the street, the social media type is watered down with that celebrity hype, you know. I really need to just unleash the beast. Been hunting for weeks, the griffin staying low in the streets, you heard me? If you're reading the reader, then you should know it's true. The empire been plotting wars, ain't nothing new. Under the sun, it's machine guns for the fun. Having the blast while the prison guards laugh. You ask Karen, her life is steady suicide. She left Cali for real estate in the Southern Pride. She been here since a baby boomer. What? She baptized, spreading all the rumors. Yeah, a billionaire's a parasite, and that's facts. Don't sell your soul for fast life and fast stacks.
I was raised by racists. I was taught how to be racist. So you can.
I never been in a world that's so scandalous.
Telling me that racism doesn't exist.
A billionaire's a parasite, and that's facts.
You're a damn liar.
I never been in a world that's so scandalous.